Well, game number 2 of preseason is in the books. The Raptors lose 113-95 to the Washington Wizards. And the best way to kind of sum this game up is there was 57 fouls called. 57. This is not an indictment against the refs. It's not an indictment against anybody. It's just this game took so long, and it seriously felt like it because it was some bad basketball. Let's break it down. So I recognize it's preseason. I recognize working through the kinks, greasing up the hinges a little bit. But this is a preseason game. Preseason games are quicker than regular season games. And normally a regular season basketball game would be right around 2 hours to finish. This is almost 2.5 hour basketball game. This was a long one. And not only was it a long game, it was a slow burn because it was bad basketball from both teams. But when the Wizards slowly started clicking into gear in the second half, the Raptors stayed right where they were. And it was a brutal performance by the Raptors. I'm not overreacting. I'm not getting super upset. It is what it is, right? It's preseason. But it was bad. Some of it probably doesn't matter, but some of it definitely should matter a little bit. So let's go through the game as a whole. I'll kind of break down my overall thoughts on the way the Raptors played. Then we're going to go through the players individually and discuss how they perform, because there's certainly open spots as far as the rotation is concerned. Who is earning those spots and who is playing themselves out of those spots and who is potentially playing themselves out of a contract for this upcoming season. So the game as a whole, Raptors got out to a good run, 11-2, good start. Kind of felt like the game was going to go the same as the first preseason game against the Wizards, where the Wizards suck. And wow, they really sucked in that first game. And honestly, they sucked for a lot of this game too. You're not going to get much easier of an opponent than this. So for some of the guys out there, if you can't show your stuff against this team, you may not be able to show it against any team because there really just isn't going to be a lot of easier games than this. Nonetheless, an 11-2 start. After that, the Raptors really labored to score. Early in that 11-2 run, a lot of the points came from Scottie Barnes, who then got into bad foul trouble because he made horrible fouls that he shouldn't have made. And the Raptors struggled to score. Couldn't knock down threes. Couldn't score on the inside. So many missed layups. So many turnovers. Oh, my God, the fouls today. And again, it's not the refs, it's not the refs who called fouls they shouldn't have called. It was just such sloppy basketball. Preseason is rough. This was worse than what you'd even expect negatively. You had a negative expectation for this game because preseason, it was even worse than that. Clunky basketball, a lot of ISO the Raptors didn't need, a lot of passes that were just errant, too casual, turning the ball over, just dribbling out of bounds, people not stepping up. Bad all around. Decision-making off. A lot of bad stuff. Let's go through the box score, though, individually. Who were the shining lights? So let's give credit to where credit's due because there were a couple good performances. There was one really good performance tonight. That's Chris Boucher. The shining light of this one. 22 points for Boucher, who's got to wonder if he has a role with the team this season, and if he does, what the future holds for him, I guess, after, because he's in a contract year. But he brought the energy. He brought the ability. 7 of 10 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. The Raptors only hit 7 threes tonight, so he hit 3 of the 7 threes they made. 22 points. If there's rotation spots available, Chris Boucher just went a long way to earning them. Fantastic, once again, from him. Jamal Shed, I actually don't think the 1 of 8 kind of does him justice. I thought he was okay. Some of the threes he took, man. And the same can be said for a few guys here. Barnes, 7 of 15. a very casual, like good stat line, 16 points, 8 rebounds and assists, 2 steals, 5 turnovers though, 5 missed threes. I know it's preseason, but he's better than this. It looked like for a lot of the game, he wasn't really trying. He wasn't really caring. It was just very casual. And look, if Barnes is going to be casual and score 16 points, get 8 rebounds, okay. It left a bit to be desired. That's all. Pirtle had a normal Pirtle game. I'm okay with that. Mitchell affected the game defensively. I need to see more on offense. Like, David Mitchell cannot play 27 minutes and only score 3 points. Can't have that. Abaji showed aggression early. Not really often enough, but okay game. Grady Dick, 8 points, 3 of 9 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3. Okay game. Now the bench. This is where it kind of gets bad. Bruno Fernando. Good grief. There is really nobody who can take that roster spot from him. He's the 15th guy on the roster. The Raptors don't have like 16 contracts like where you need to cut somebody. They've got 15 players, so they got 14 guaranteed. So 14 players are on guaranteed contracts. They've got 3 two-way guys. They've got 3 Exhibit 10 guys. Two-way guys are that. They can go up and down. No problem. They won't get cut. Exhibit 10 guys. They'll probably get cut, go to the G League. Nobody's threatening the 15th spot and the only non-guaranteed contract, which is Bruno Fernando. But he was bad enough today that it might be worth it to just have that open roster spot because he missed plenty of gimmies. He was 2-9 from the field. Like, a lot of these are in close. He had 5 rebounds, but there was multiple occasions where he had an easy box out for a defensive rebound that he got the rebound snatched away from him. I want to believe Bruno Fernando can be effective for the Raptors, but not a lot of easier matchups than the Wizards and their center rotation, honestly. So we're going to need a lot better. Mobo is unfortunately like a little bit too reminiscent of Achua today. A few times he gets in the paint and just doesn't really know what to do. He gets there, he kind of, what now? There was one pretty rough, like, almost like alley-oop pass, but it wasn't really aimed very well. That was turned over. Couple good looks where he missed. Yeah, not much. Carlson doesn't do much. Shamshay, work in progress, only 8 minutes. Ramsey, 18 minutes. God, he was bad. 3 turnovers. 6 points, nothing else. Yeah, just bad decision-making, bad execution from Ramsey. Shed, good defense, but 0 of 5 from 3. Look, we didn't draft Jamal Shed to yank threes. In rhythm, open for 3, yeah, okay. Let's work on threes. Let's take those. Runners off the dribble, we don't need that. DJ Carden, thankfully, is a two-way guy because he was bad today. 18 minutes. Didn't really meet a shot he didn't like. Loved to ISO. To no success, to no avail. It was another stinky performance there. From the Wizards, Kuzma wasn't efficient, but at 22. He had 4 air balls, but still at 22. Keyshawn George had 3 threes. Kispert, 4-7 from 3. Bub Carrington, better night. But, yeah, not fun losing by 18 to the Wizards. But when you shoot 36% from the field, when you shoot 21% from 3, it's going to happen. Wizards kept up for most of the game despite getting completely outpossessed. Look at this. 95 shots to 76. And we lose. Isn't that... Sorry. I just kind of like that stat just kind of sunk in there. They took 19 less shots than the Raptors. They took 19 less shots. Now, granted, They took 11 more free throws. I'll give them that. They made 6 more free throws, but they took 19 less shots and won by 18. Wow. That's bad. I mean, what else do you guys, that's it. What else do you guys need me to say? Right? I because I opened with it, I'll pull it up. There was 57 foul calls in this game. It was a rough watch, but we took 19 more shots and lost by 18. That's what happened. That's how bad the Raptors played. And that'll do it for the first post-game show of the 2024-2025 season. I know it's preseason. I'm not overreacting. I'll move on. I'm not pressed about this game at all, but it was bad. It was tough to watch. It took forever. I didn't really enjoy that. But I enjoyed hosting the stream. I enjoyed hosting the post-game show. For live watch-alongs for every Raptors game, make sure you subscribe to the main channel, Amateur Hour Sports. And for more post-game show content like this, make sure you're subscribed to Amateur Hour Reactions or come to the live streams for that as well. Wherever you're watching, make sure you do drop a like. We will see you again next time.